YouTube, what's going on, guys? Kid here. I know it's been forever. I took a long time off to focus on work and extracurricular stuff outside of YouTube and sim racing, but I'm back, and I'm back with a new video today to showcase to you guys the new wheel setup that I have. I'm so excited to hook this thing up and get it rocking and rolling. So without further ado, guys, welcome back. I'm happy to be here. Let's check out the new setup. Now it's been a couple of hours and I took the liberty to just set everything up on my own without recording it. It was pretty strenuous. I had to pull apart some of the pieces of the rig in order to fit the pedals properly to my specific rig. But as you can see, we have the wheelbase mounted on. It's not using the wheel clamp. We are using just the screws and the hardware, the T-nuts that came with the wheelbase and the wheel. This wheel, in comparison to the G29, is incredible. Without it even being hooked up, I can already tell the quality difference. We get to have the quick release built into this wheel, as I'll demonstrate to you now. So when you're doing this, you want to make sure that you have the arrows on the outside facet of the wheel lined up with the arrows, the outside facet on the wheelbase. It's really simple to just apply. You want to just push it down and then it should click right on once you pull back on this tab. And it's really simple to take off. Obviously, I'm going to have to make some adjustments here. The wheel is way too low in comparison to where I'm going to need it. But this is the rough idea of what the wheel looks like on the wheelbase. I have to tweak things on the rig to make it perfect, and I will do that off camera, but I'll make sure to let you guys know how everything feels once I have it set up. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'll probably leave the camera rolling while I do this part. That way you guys can get an idea of what it's going to be like once it's completely set up. Everything is already hooked up for the most part. I have the pedals hooked up down below. It's really simple. The brake pedal, there's like a little Ethernet cable that plugs directly into the gas pedal to give the connection from the brake to the gas pedal. And then in the gas pedal itself, there's a USB-C cable that you'll plug into, I'm assuming, your PC, your PlayStation, PC if you're going to be using the G-Hub to, fine-tune your wheelbase and your pedals to better suit your specific driving standards or to tailor yourself to your driving habits. But overall, this wheelbase and wheel is quality in comparison to the G29. Obviously, this is a mid-range wheel, but for what you get at the mid-range price, especially right now with Logitech sale going on, this is an unbeatable deal. This thing is a unit. It looks sleek. It's pretty. The wheel, the rim, it feels great. The buttons feel great. Everything here is just quality through and through, and I couldn't be happier so far without even testing it for the first time at all. So I'm going to jump into setting this up to make sure that it's where I need it to be for my driving, and I'll let you guys watch as I do that. I absolutely adore this rig. This rig is awesome for what it is and for the price that I got it at. You can pretty much adjust everything on the fly. It does take, manual dexterity in order to do it, adjusting these T-nuts and these screws, but once you've got the hang of it, and I've taken this thing apart numerous times, moving, adjusting it down here in the office space while I work on the office space and get the area tailored to how I want it to feel. I've taken this thing apart probably 10 times, and putting it back together, adjusting it has always been a relative piece of cake for me. I want it to be like right there. That's perfect. The next upgrade down here, I wanted it to be triple monitors. I wanted to have the fourth monitor up above, but I think the smartest thing is going to be air conditioning because, man, is it hot down here right now. I'm cooking, and all I have are these lights on, and they just supply so much heat to this space. It's really no joke how much heat these things put off. Then you combine that when everything's running, the monitor, the wheelbase, the PC, the PlayStation, the TV in the back. You know, the heat that gets emitted down here makes you feel like you're in Arizona or Texas. It's almost as hot as Puerto Rico was when we went to Puerto Rico. It really is no joke down here. Just like that, we're fully adjusted. Everything is where we need it to be. The pedals are set up perfectly as far as how far away I want them. I'm going to have to work with the brake a little bit to see what I can do to get it more tailored to the way that I want it to feel. But as of right now, I mean, this load cell pedal that came with this Logitech, the RS pedals are immensely better than them. It's immensely... And the quality, the build quality of the RS pedals... especially the brake, the load cell brake, just with the factory settings, I can tell it's astronomically better than the quality that you get with the Logitech G29 pedal set. Having to adjust the pedal set and mod it, you know, and take the rubber piece out of it, you know, and still kind of have too much give. There's no pushback from the brake pedal on the G29 pedal set. You know, this I can already tell is going to help me get more information from the track, from the car, and push me to become faster by giving me more information through the feel of the entire setup. And I'm super excited to boot this thing up for the first time and get it ready and rocking and rolling, try it out, and get used to it for my upcoming league race this Saturday in the VIP GTWC. We have a big race coming up at Red Bull Ring. Group 4 cars, and right now we sit, I think, P2 in the tournament standings and the league standings. So this will be a fun time this week to spend some time with, get comfortable on, and hopefully it'll push me to have faster pace, more consistent pace, and just kind of make me faster overall. But yeah, so I'm gonna get ready to set the rest of this stuff up and kind of tweak some of the more things on the rig I need to tweak in order to get this perfect. But we're in a good spot right now. And I couldn't be happier with the outcome that we've gotten from the RS50 system. Now, I didn't show you guys me putting this together just because I had to pull the rig apart, take all the wires out that were previously there. You guys are going to see over the next couple of shots how messy the wire management is for right now, but it's going to change. I'm going to be updating the wire management, going to the store tomorrow to grab cable ties and Velcro ties and all that stuff to get this looking perfect. But setting this up was really simple. There's like an XLR male to female style plug that is attached to the power brick that plugs in on the left side of the wheelbase in the back. And then you have a USB-C that plugs from the wheelbase to USB that plugs into the PlayStation or the PC. For now, just to boot it up and try it, I'm going to plug it into the PlayStation, but I am going to eventually hook it up to the PC to get the G-Hub properly tailored, so that way I can control the wheel settings and the pedal settings and all that stuff. And then for the pedals, very simple, USB-C from the pedal set itself to the USB port in the back of the wheelbase, and then it's just a simple power start stop button on the back that will give you guys the ability to turn this unit on and off, separate from the PlayStation or any other piece of equipment that you have. Whereas you didn't have that option with the G29. Pedals set down here, simple. USB-C plugs in right at the base of the gas pedal, and then you can plug it right up into the unit itself. And here's a quick shot of that cable management I was telling you guys about. It was looking decent when I had the G29 set up, but as you can tell, it has been discombobulated, torn apart, and just set to sit. Now you guys won't be able to see this on the streams if I do decide to stream before I get the chance to rewire all this, but my OCD is not going to let me do that. I think I'm going to rewire all of this before I start streaming again, but just figured I'd show how messy it looks currently. Maybe I'll show you guys the after in the office tour. The G29 pedals have this massive plastic heel plate, which in hindsight is great. It's comfortable, it's practical, it's heavy, so if you have it sitting on the floor, you're not going to get much budge with it. It comes equipped with a lot of the same things already installed, a carpet strip, there's rubber pads on the bottom to set this on hardwood floor so that it doesn't move around. So overall great, but as far as mounting this on a profile rig, as you guys can tell, I mean, you have limited visibility. For me, and the way I have my rig set up and built, I had to flip my rig on its side in order to get these screwed in properly to mount them down, and it was a massive headache. Whereas the heel plate for the RS pedals has a bunch of holes and slots that you can use in order to kind of gauge where you want the pedals to sit and where you want them to permanently lie, and then easily run the screws and the bolts and washers through in order to adhere them permanently to the base of your rig itself. These pedals were great. The G29 pedals were awesome. But I think that it's kind of ironic that the cheaper pedals were harder to install than the more expensive pedal set. It took me significantly less time to put the RS pedals on my rig than it did to put these pedals on my rig. Now, as far as the accessories that come with the RS50 wheel bundle, you have your table clamp, which is going to be primarily for your desk users. Your desk users are going to use this table clamp to adhere this to a desk, a table, dining room table, coffee table, whatever you choose to mount this to. This will allow you to just simply use your standard clamp style, desk clamp to hold this to whatever you're using. Now, I would recommend that if you're using this on its highest setting, if you're using the wheel bundle on its highest setting, I would recommend to try and avoid this at all costs. Now, it is hefty. There are rubber paddings on here, as you can see. The rubber padding is there for extra grip, but this is not well built. This is not metal. This is where you will run into plastic for the first time with the RS50 bundle. This is where you'll run into plastic for the first time with the RS50 bundle. Now, the RS50 bundle through and through, from the wheel to the wheelbase to the pedals, are all steel, are all high quality, and you can just kind of tell that they cheaped out immensely with this clamp. And to be honest with you, I feel like that could be a turnoff for a lot of people, because a lot of people are on a desk or a table. There's not many people that are on an aluminum profile rig that have the benefit of having that readily available to them in order to adhere this safely to a rig. Now, if you are using this on a desk or a table, it can be done. It's very simple. The T-nuts kind of just line perfectly with these. They line up perfectly with these screw holes right here, And it's very simple. You rest the plastic pieces onto your table, onto your desk, and then the padding will be there to give you guys a little bit extra grip. There's little lips here. I'm not sure if you can see right here. These little lips will provide you a little bit of play on the edge of your table so that it doesn't wiggle back and forth super easily. And then you obviously have your clamp system that you'll clamp down to hold this unit itself to the desk, which I personally feel like the G29 did that better. You know, this is something that obviously they want to give you the ability to choose what you want to do, and in that light, it's great. But as far as the quality of this clamp, I just personally feel like the G29 has a better quality clamp. I've used this now at this point. I've used this just to test it out. There's some play. If you use it on the highest setting, you're going to shake the table depending on the build quality of your table. So, you know, overall, I would definitely stay away from the clamp if you're looking to run the RS50 at its highest setting, unless you have a sturdy enough table. Now, the RS50 bundle, it does come with a lot of sticker options for the wheel. They're all the same. They're just different colors. You have blue, green, red, orange, and gray. And all these are your traction control, NOS, differential, lap times, previous, next, on, off, talk. So if you have push to talk, you can mark your button with that sticker, and it'll let you see, it'll let you see what button you have mapped to what. That way, you don't necessarily have to remember it. I personally, I just think that these are kind of tacky. I think these are pointless. There's really no reason to put these on this wheel. I think it makes the wheel look cheaper. The wheel itself, the way that it comes from the factory, is perfect. You know, the quality is perfect. These are just gonna, personally for me, they're gonna ruin it. I know that people might want these stickers on there. They might appreciate these stickers to help them remember what buttons are mapped to what. But for me, this is pointless. This was just a waste. And then you have your power cables for your pedals to your bass, and then your bass to your PC, and to your outlet. The power brick is pretty hefty, not gonna lie. I mean, it's relatively smaller actually than the G29 power brick, which I think I have handy. So, not to be confused, this is the G29 power brick. This power brick is thicker, definitely like cheaply built. You can tell like plastic is very thin, and it's very light. There's not much going on inside this, obviously. It's a G29 power brick. It should not require that much. But in comparison to this, I think that the build quality on this is much better. This has a denser feeling to it. You're definitely getting the quality that you're looking for out of this. You can definitely put like a command strip on here to mount this anywhere you want to. Zip tie it if you want to. They made it in a certain way where I think that zip tying it is definitely possible for cable management. It's rounded. It's not too wide. It's not too tall. It's not too in the way. It's thin, so you can just kind of slide this anywhere. For me, I'm going to pull the rig apart entirely and end up showing you guys how I ended up wiring all of it so that you can kind of get an idea of wire management with the RS50. But so far, I think that this is going to provide me the opportunity to have better cable management with the upgraded system versus the outdated G29 system that I previously had. And finally, the most important piece to all of this, the gloves. The gloves. I love that the sale that they're running right now is including these for free or a pair of socks. For me, I'm a glove guy. I know that there are people out there who judge people who use gloves for sim racing because it's not real racing, but if you've ever driven longer than 4 hours on the sim, if you've ever used a high Newton meter or even a mid-range Newton meter wheel, you'd understand that these come in handy. And just by feeling the rim on this RS50, I can already tell that after 2-3 hours, your hands start to sweat. The material combined with the condensation, is gonna definitely play a factor in your racing consistency. And these gloves are gonna help. They have grips built onto the palms and the thumbs and the pointer finger. It seems to be that they have the material on the fingertips that allow you to use smartphones, tablets, or touchscreen computers or laptops with these gloves on. So that's cool. I think that actually comes in handy for content creators and streamers alike. That way you don't have to constantly take these off, put them back on in between races. The one thing that I will point out, my previous pair of gloves were a dirt bike, were meant for dirt bikes, ATVs, maybe motorcycles. They were not very airy. They were very, very, very warm. They did not really allow for proper airflow. These gloves, don't know if you guys can see. Yeah, you can see the light shine through. These gloves have tiny perforations, tiny little holes all throughout the glove that are going to allow for proper airflow to keep your hands cool for an extended period of time. That in itself is a major selling point to me. I'm super excited to try these gloves out, and I know that I'm going to get the quality out of these gloves that I've been looking for in a pair of gloves. Now, as far as to how long I'm going to use these, I'm not sure. I am tempted to order like an actual pair of racing gloves, but for now we're going to try these and hopefully they do the trick. So that concludes the RS50 upgrade video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you're new here, make sure to drop a like and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Kid, and as always, see ya.